Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I am Sunique and today I'm doing a little bit of a follow-up video. I did a walkthrough of the Luminous Void Tarot here not so long ago, and I was also talking about the Cantigee Oracle, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a follow-up because I had a comment on that video suggesting that I do a follow-up about how I'm getting along with this strange deck, this Luminous Void Tarot, and it's such a strange deck. I'm not quite sure about it as such. So far I have started a new practice based on thinking about a follow-up to it and how I could actually use this deck to its full advantage, not just as a daily draw, shall we say. So what I thought I'd do, and what I started doing last week, was to draw the card from the Cantigee Oracle that corresponds with the week that we're in, because the Cantigee Oracle has been set up so you can use it that way. You can go through the year with the appropriate card, which is great. Really enjoying that. And so yeah, I started doing that last week, and I thought, well, I'll put it onto my Instagram, so if you want to see, that's where I'm doing it. And so what I decided to do is I pulled the card for the week. Last week was the bare bones one. Wow. This Cantigee Oracle is amazing. Yeah, it's this one. And the amount of information that you get in the guidebook with the Cantigee is absolutely amazing. Whereas the amount of information you get in the Luminous Void is sparse. Very sparse. Which was another thought of mine, is how am I going to work with this deck? So yeah, this is the practice I thought I'd do. This week we're on to In the Tunnels of Our Ancestors. Here, this is the card. Beauty. I like this card. I love the artwork in the Cantigee Oracle, which is why I'm going to try and work with a Luminous Void, because it being the same artist for both decks. So if I like one, why can't I get along with the other, you know? So I'm trying. Anyway, yeah. In the Tunnels of Our Ancestors. So this is all about rabbit tunnels underneath the ground and the rabbit community. And it's beautiful. And also we've got a tree there, so that sort of like reminds me of a family tree. And so yeah, it's all about ancestors. So I thought, well, how can I work with this ancestor energy with the Luminous Void? So I went through the guidebook, and let's find it. 47. In fact, I've bookmarked it. There we go. Got a bookmark. 47. And there's a couple of questions in here. What if the ancestors spoke to me now? What would they ask of me? And what advice would they offer me? There's a heck of a lot more in this book about ancestral work. So I'll start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first part to you, because if you want to close your eyes and just go with this, it can act like almost like a little meditation. So if you're feeling called to do this, I just invite you now to close your eyes while I talk to you about the tunnels of our ancestors. So just imagine the setting sun and the brightening stars bathing you in shifting tints of light as you walk through a meadow. Your illuminated mind travels into the underworld of the rabbit colony below you, through their starless tunnels and into their earthen dens. Though you feel your feet upon the earth, and you feel also as if you are hovering somewhere between the earth and air elements, held in some liminal space between them. Your feet pick up subtle vibrations from beneath the earth's surface. It is the gentle moving about of rabbits, returning from foraging trips, curling into collective heaps of blood, warmth, fur, and sleep. As they drift off, your mind travels into the green dreams of rabbits, dreams of moonlight and hay, sunlight and clover, peaceful nibbling, and desperate fleeing. Tonight's rabbits sleep in the tunnels of their ancestors, continuing the unending dreams of those now passed into shade and bone. Okay, you can gently open your eyes if you decided to do that little journey with me. So we're talking about the symbology of the ancestors and the fact that they are in our blood, they are in our bones, they are in our DNA. And it's quite interesting, I can see my mum here. And she passed 12 years ago. Miss you, Mum. My father's passed, and I have a lot of ancestors that have come before me. And both their physiological characteristics, and people do say I sort of look like my mum, but I've got my father's eyes and nose. Unfortunate about the nose, but there you go. So their characteristics and their memories are imprinted in your genes, informing the ways you perceive yourself and the world around you, and therefore influencing how you decide and act in each moment. And isn't that true? They are the roots of who, what, and how you are. So it's just a little excerpt from the book. We have guidance, we have it as an icon and as a portal. And we have a practice we can do where we research our ancestral heritage, or even the heritage of place. So I wasn't born where I live, but I've been here more than half my life, and it is my home. So it's almost like you have two homes. Whereas like my ancestors' homes were in very different places. Even my grandparents' home was different to my parents' home. So, moved around a little bit. But it talks about using family photos, thinking about the music that they enjoyed. And my mum loved Tom Jones. Tom Jones was her man. She went to concerts, and we used to have it blasting. She had one of those, no one's going to know what I'm talking about now, but what's called an 8-track, which was like this great big massive cassette thing that you put into this machine, and it blasted out music. Anyway, that and Jim Reeves. With my grandparents, I remember most vividly is the Gay Gordons. Now, the Gay Gordons was a dance, and it's really interesting because somebody brought it up yesterday. I was in the Celtic Lounge where I do my tarot readings, and some music came on, and this woman turned around and she said, "Oh, that reminds me of the Gay Gordons." And I thought, oh, that's really weird. Anyway, but as a child, we joined in, me and my sister, joined in with this amazing Gay Gordons dance, which was great fun. Loved it. And that was up in Wales, North Wales, where my grandparents lived at the time. So I've got a lot of memories of my direct heritage, if you like. And so I thought I'd do this little one on camera and use these two prompts here with the Luminous Void Tarot. Let's see how this goes. It went quite well last week, actually. I was quite impressed. Anyway, and I did a lot of journaling with it as well. And I do know that their attitudes and their way of being has influenced me very much so. They had quite a poverty mentality because my parents were both sent away during World War II. They were sent away to the countryside for their own safety. And of course there was rationing and all that, and there was the farms, and my parents were quite attuned to farm work. My grandparents had a farm. And so they were close to the land. Very close to the land. But like I say, they had this sort of poverty mentality where you used everything, you wasted nothing, you didn't spend excessively. And I've sort of been a little rebel that I am. Didn't like this poverty mentality. It was very much part of my childhood that I had to live through, and I was bucking against it, really didn't like it. and so it's probably not served me too well. And now I'm coming to a time in my life where I'm going to have to tighten my own belt. You know, things being the way they are for a lot of us now, we can't just spend willy-nilly. It's not possible anymore. We can't just put the heating on when we're cold. Mend and make do was the way they thought about things in the war, wasn't it? Mend and make do. And another thing I remember about my mum, actually, was she liked to be creative. Now, she wasn't very good at being creative, but she liked to have a go. But what I did pick up, actually not from my mother, to be fair, from my babysitter, was how to knit. And I started knitting from the age of 6. And whenever I was like stuck in my knitting, there was a lady called Marion that lived 2 doors down, and I would go knock on the door and go, "Can you just help me with this little bit?" And bless her, she always did. She always gave me time. She didn't have to. I would just turn up out of the blue and totally expect her to help me. So I know you're going to help me, you know, and she always did. And actually, this wasn't planned. But yeah, this is one of my own creations. So yeah, I still do some knitting. And you might see when I do any of my Thoth deck studies, the little knitted bag that I made for that. So yeah, so I've picked that up as well. It's probably quite old-fashioned now to do knitting, isn't it? But yeah, I enjoyed it. But I have a little bit of arthritis in my hands, and it's not always that easy. Anyway, let's do what I came here to do, because I'm waffling a little bit about my family and how they've influenced the way I live my life. In fact, I was just thinking about my sisters, and they are, especially one, is very astute with money. Whoops, not like me. Anyway, I've got to learn it. So yeah, let's have a look at these questions. What if my ancestors spoke to me now? What would they ask of me? What would they ask of me? Which is quite important at the moment. I'm going through some major changes. So what would they ask of me? What would they ask of me? This is quite an awkward deck to shuffle, being quite long the way it is. But what would my ancestors ask of me? I'm looking at the moment at the image of the tunnels of our ancestors from the Cantigee Oracle. Asking what would my ancestors ask of me. Okay, so the cards I have pulled. Tower. The 7 of Wands. And then behind that actually was the 8 of Wands. So I don't know if I just didn't shuffle those too well. However, let's have a look at them. So the Tower. What do we see? Oh dear, I might have to put an image of this next to me when I do the edit, but I've just seen a smiley face. There's a smiley face on the tower. I don't know if you can see it there, but to me that looks a little bit like a smiley face. I can also see the chakras on this figure, and the all-seeing eye, being watched over, and then what I also see is like this beautiful rainbow colours here. So you can see that the structure, the rock at the bottom, looks quite solid. However, we all know that the tower means the destabilization aspect of the card, which is what I'm sort of looking at here. But it comes with a promise, because the rainbow is a promise, isn't it? So I can restore, take something that isn't working and restore it into something that will work for me. And that's pretty much where I am, actually. There's like my life at the moment isn't ideal, and there's a lot of decisions that I have to make, and it does mean deconstructing life as it's been for the past few years. So this is very relevant. But I think with that eye there, I'm being watched over by my ancestors. I think that's a message there that, you know, there are changes coming and they are quite impactful. But I am being watched over. And what would they ask of me? Well, they'd ask me to go with it and know that it's for my best interests, I would say. And then I got the Seven of Wands here. So the Seven of Wands in this deck is spiritual courage and the willingness to take risks. What? So that's really relevant as well, because there is something I am totally thinking of doing, like I say, which is going to deconstruct my life. And it is a bit of a risk. In fact, it's a big risk that I'm thinking of taking. And so they're asking me to take that risk. To take that risk and deconstruct life as I know it. And then I had the Eight of Wands, so that's quite a fast energy, isn't it? Swift movement towards a goal or situation. So I think this opportunity is not going to last very long, so I need to actually grab onto it and go for it. Deconstruct my old life. Take this opportunity because it's going to be here quickly and probably gone just as quickly. And I don't want to get floored by being over anxious about it, I would say. And yeah, I'm liking it. Okay, so the next question, what advice would they offer me? So they want me to actually take this risk. They want me to deconstruct my life. So if I do this, if I take my ancestors' advice, what would my ancestors offer me? What advice would they offer me? What advice would they offer me? Two of Wands. Oh, make some plans. A lot of wands in this reading. Power, drive and focus, it says. Power, drive and focus. So I need to power through towards my goals. Focus on those goals. Yeah. Go for it is basically what they're saying, isn't it? And I am preparing something and it's going to alter my world. And that actually looks like a world, doesn't it? Or the sun. It's a sun's energy because it's a wands card. It could be, couldn't it? Yeah. I see a gateway as well, a portal into something better than what I'm currently experiencing. So I do need to deconstruct and reform or restore life in a way that is more attuned or aligned to my ethics and my goals. Pretty clear message, actually. Should we draw one more card? Any more advice? Any more advice? Four of Discs. Holding on to resources. If it says anything. Financial responsibility. That goes back to what I was saying, wasn't it, about the poverty mentality, you know, you don't just willy-nilly spend. On that hilarious note, I'm going. Cheers, folks. Don't spend it. Hold on to your resources. Look to your goals. Yes, focus on my goals and stop spending money. Christmas is coming. It's my birthday in 2 weeks. So can I not have some sort of a treat? I was thinking of getting myself a new phone, and I think maybe they're telling me don't get that new phone. Anyway, so yeah. They're strange old images, aren't they? I don't know. It's not what I'm used to, but I can see the value in it, actually. There we go. Let's have a look at them together. Yeah. So do you work with this deck? Have you worked with this deck? Is it a deck that calls to you? What do you think of the artwork? I just still think it's a little bit weird. Very weird. But I'm going to work and carry on this practice for the whole year. That's my intention now. I'm going to do it because I think working alongside the Cantigee Oracle is going to bring this deck to life for me. So I'm going to go and do some journaling on this and listen to what my ancestors are telling me this week. So yeah, I will post the reading on my Instagram. I'll probably do it tomorrow actually because the light's going, but I'll post the cards on Instagram each week and keep up with the practice. I might do these little videos, it's nearly half an hour long, but yeah, I might do some of these little videos just to show the practice as I go, if that's something that interests anyone. Let me know if you want me to. And until my next video, after having been scolded by my ancestors and being told what's good for me, and this is good for me. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate everyone who watches my videos, who subscribes to my channel. I think I'm up to 700. I'm doing okay actually. Yeah, but I'd appreciate anyone who wants to. If you haven't already subscribed, that'd be brilliant. It just help people, help my channel get out there so it reaches other people that maybe would like my content, would like what I have to offer. And hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know about this deck and what you think about me doing these videos on a weekly basis based on this practice. Anyway, I don't really got anything else to say. So yeah, don't get too cold. Yeah, stay warm, stay cozy as much as you can. And yeah, until the next time. Bye, friends.